I got beat up this week. And it wasn't just one individual, it was multiple people. That's right. They took turns. They went in on me. I got some work done. They put in some work. So my shirt's all wrinkled, you know? They did not let up. It was scary out there. But, like I said, I got work done, right? Can you tell? Huh? No, not that kind of work. But I'm not entirely lying when I say I got work done. And it was multiple people. So who was the first one, right? The first perp? Well, it was the dentist. Oh, yep. Now you realize where we are. Yes, we're now on the same page. I started at the dentist this Monday, and I went there for a routine cleaning. And then they said, oh, you'll never guess what we found. I was like, oh, what? A treasure chest full of gold? And they're like, oh, that's a good one. No. Yeah, you're going to have to get a filling. And I was like, okay. Fillings are not an alien concept to me. I've gotten them before. I think I've gotten a couple fillings. So I was like, all right, that's no big deal. Is it because of a cavity? And they were like, well, no cavity. But you have more of what we like to call a pit. If we leave it there for long enough, it will be a cavity, right? Food will be in there, some stuff will be in there, and it's going to be bad news for that tooth. So it's better we get in front of this, we fill that in. I say, okay. When can you get me in here? They say Wednesday. I'm like, that's okay. I'll see you in 48 hours. Sounds like a plan, doc. So I come back. And again, I've done this. I've gotten a filling. If you've gotten a filling too, you kind of know what to expect. You get in there, they put you down in a different room, not your normal cleaning room. They put you way in the back so that no one can hear your screams. But you won't be able to scream because everything is numb. So then you can't talk. Just me? That doesn't happen to you? Okay. I might need to look into a new dentist. But they do I like to, when I go in, I say it like I'm such a seasoned veteran. Oh yeah, I know the place. Here, just follow me. Yeah, so you're going to see the little tray on the side right by the station. That's going to have all the tools they're going to use on you. So you get to see, oh, what's the flavor of the day, right? And the thing I'm really looking for when I go in for a filling and I try to look at their little tool station, I'm trying to see that little blue goo, the blue gel, because that's the numbing agent, they call it. And as long as that's there, I'm going to be fine. I have gotten a filling where they were like, we're just going to go straight needle. I was like, really? We can ease into it. I'm okay with a little bit of foreplay. I know maybe that's not your thing, but I'm super into it. I mean, and if that's your thing, don't not do it because you think I wouldn't like it. I love it, in fact. I'm just an accommodating guy. So go ahead, get that numbing agent. Is it in the back? I can wait. I don't have plans. But that's what I always try to look for, the little numbing agent, the blue goo. And I saw it. I was like, fuck yeah, score. It's going to be a good one. And then you see the giant fucking horse needle next to it. And you're like, all right, that's also there. Of course that's there, right? I never seen two beautiful best friends. And that works here too, right? You got the beautiful blue goo and then you got that ugly bitch right next to it, right? That big shot. And I don't like seeing that. But I like the blue goo. It makes the other one palatable. And so because I saw that, I was like, oh, this is going to be fine. And it was. They put the blue goo on there. It was numb. I felt good. They put the needle in. A little bit of pressure, but no pain. And then they let me sit there. They have to let it kind of simmer, pickle, marinate. And then they come back in. They're like, all right, let's get started. Enough of this lollygagging. Let me get in there. And so they came back after about 10 minutes. And he immediately puts drill to tooth. And I go, I sound like a Minecraft villager. I was like, And he's like, you can feel that? And, I don't want to inconvenience anyone. So I laid it out to him nicely. I said, yeah, fucking course I can feel that. No, I didn't say that. He said, wait, you can feel that? I was like, yeah, a little bit. And then he was like, oh, you're not numb enough. I was like, well, the right side of my tongue is numb. So he was like, are your lips numb? I was like, well, no part of my lips are numb. He was like, oh yeah, you're not numb enough. So he goes back, puts a second shot right in the same spot. And he's like, leave that in. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Like, okay, sounds good, doc. And then it's so humiliating. You're all the way leaned back and then you just slowly. And then they leave you there, slightly drooling on yourself. And you're like, oh, I can't even feel it because things are numb. And they come back after 5 minutes and then they put me right back, And they start going in again. And I go, And they're like, you can still feel that? And I was like, yeah. They're like, all right. That's not supposed to happen. I'm like, well, my lips are a little numb. They're like, all right, we'll try something else. We'll put it, we'll put it in a different spot. And then they put the shot in a different spot. And I'm like, hey, before we go further, let's all go around the room and maybe talk about our roles. I know I'm supposed to be laying here and I just kind of chill. What do we all think we're supposed to be doing here? Huh? How about we just go around the room, read out our roles, huh? Make sure we understand what they entail. But they put it in a different spot and it worked that time. They came back, they did their business, and then I was all good to go. You know? They do their business, they say, all right, that's it. And then they say, don't eat anything as long as you're numb. I'm like, all right, sounds good. And then they just kind of get you out of there. I have to say, getting a filling is one of the most, like, it has the highest turnaround rate, right? Like, I feel like surgeries, you do the surgery, right? And this isn't a surgery. That's bold to call a little filling a surgery. But it's kind of the same thing, right? You're on this, like, chair, and then they kind of get you back there. Like, when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I was knocked out. They took out wisdom teeth and 2 other teeth. In total, I've gotten 7 teeth taken out of my face. Apparently, I have a small mouth. Says the guy with the podcast. We have fun here, don't we? But no, I have a small mouth, and there's too many teeth. I look like that game at a carnival, you know, the big clowns with the teeth you gotta knock down. That's me. So they're like, we gotta get some out of there. So yes, in my life, I've gotten 7 teeth total taken out of this mug, you know? They couldn't have too many chiclets in there, right? They were like, that's $1 million smile. We gotta make it 800K at least. You're too rich. But with a lot of surgeries, right? Like even the wisdom teeth one where you get put under and then you come back to life. They still kind of stay with you for a while, right? They're like, all right, hey, sleepyhead. Missing some teeth? We got them. Oh, where's your teeth? Where's your teeth? Got your teeth. Just rattling around a bag of your fucking dentures, which is very unsettling. I don't know why they did that. I should probably talk to them about that. I'd love to get my teeth. I hear they keep them for 20 years, so I could probably go back and... No, they don't keep... Okay, someone's lying to me. But with a filling, they do it, they raise your chair, and they're like, all right, get out of here. And it feels so weird, because you're like, shouldn't someone like be caring for me right now? I can't feel this side of my face. And then I drove home, and I was like, I should record a podcast episode. But I wasn't able to talk. I legitimately, the right side of my face was numb. I even went to work that day. I had a one-on-one with one of my coworkers. I was like, all right, what do you want to talk about? And he was like, Gauruv, I can't do it. I'm like, what? He's like, I can't. It's too funny the way you're talking. Let me try to recreate the way I was talking. And now you'll understand why it was actually a good thing I didn't do a podcast episode. Because this would have been unbearable. It was this bottom right lip that I couldn't move. And my tongue was like pressed up against it. So I just sounded like this. I just sounded like this. And I couldn't say any other words that sounded better than this. That's how it sounded. And so when I went to my one-on-one with my coworker, he was like, oh, Gauruv, no, we have to postpone. He was like, I can't. I don't know if I could do this. And so we did move it. Because, yes, I don't even think I could have talked for that long. But I'm glad it's over. That was the end of that, right? And I talked to a friend about it. I was like, oh, yeah, I got a filling that day on Wednesday. And he said, you know, something I like to do on days I get fillings is, and first of all, why is that a thing? Why do you have a filling routine? Is it happening that often? Maybe you should skip the routine because that's probably why you have to get so many fillings, right? Because he was like, I always like to get myself a sweet treat after I get a filling. And I'm like, well, there's your problem. But he was like, yeah, I always like to treat myself after I get a filling. Did you do anything? I was like, yeah, actually, in fact, I did. Yeah. I got a COVID and flu shot later that day. And so that also took me out because that day I felt good. You know, I was energized. I got stuff done that Wednesday. But then I woke up Thursday morning and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can move. I think I might be stuck here in this bed. I feel so weak and so sick and so cold. I think this might be the end, guys. But then I got up and I drank a glass of water. I was like, oh, life is good. And then, if you've ever had the flu and COVID vaccines, slowly over that day, you just get better. You shake the chills and you feel pretty good by the end of the day. But that night was probably the worst night I've had in a while because it felt like I was wearing 2 shoulder pads of pulled muscles. I legitimately couldn't sleep on either side because my arms were still sore. And it was just, imagine like from the middle of your neck down to here, it was just pulled and I couldn't fucking move. Couldn't sleep on my sides, couldn't sleep on my back because it was just pain. So I just kept tossing and turning and it was awful. But then I woke up and the left side was okay. And the right side was still the same. And then I got to go to physical therapy because my right leg has been causing me some issues. So I saw my physical therapist. I haven't seen her in 9 months. And she's like, Gauruv, it's been so long. I know I wish we were meeting on better terms, but it's good to see you again. I was like, yeah, likewise. And I told her my problems, how it's progressed over time. And she's like, all right, we're going to try something. Have you ever done cupping? I was like, oh, no, I haven't, but I'm familiar. I always see those athletes with the big welts on their back. She's like, yeah, we're going to give it a shot. And so she was like, lay on your stomach, and then I'm going to attach these to your right leg. And I was like, all right, sounds good. And as I was lying there, I was like, oh my God, my right shoulder. It hurts so much. And then she put the first cup on. I was like, oh, there's no right shoulder because all I can focus on is my right leg. And she was like, before we even got started, I'm like, does cupping hurt? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Let's get into it. And then we did. And she put that first cup on and she was like, here, I'm going to try to distract you. Let's have a conversation. I was like, okay. She's like, well, what have you been up to? I was like, what have I been up? Wow. Oh, God damn. What have I been up to? Are people able to answer that question? Because all I can think about right now is what you're doing back there, and it hurts a lot. And then she laughed. And then she asked me another question. She was like, well, what about relationships? Have you dated anyone? I was like, nope, empty on that front. But it seems like I got a pretty solid relationship back there because someone's fucking stuck to my leg. And then she was like, oh, really? I'm surprised you're not in a relationship, Gauruv. I was like, right. I don't know if she said that. She might have said it. Who knows? I think I did black out for a second there. So who knows what she said? She could have said it. There is a world in which she said that. So let's just say she said it, right? But I tried cupping for the first time and it did help right afterwards. I didn't have the big circle, but I did do these exercises. I was like, oh, no pain. She was like, all right. So you maybe try cupping by yourself. I was like, I don't know if I trust myself to do that. God gave us this many ribs. He doesn't want us sucking ourselves at home. That's okay. But I tried cupping and I think it's cool. I'll do it again. But it is a out of body experience. And by that, I mean they do it to your external body. So of course it's out of body. What are you talking about? And then I woke up on Saturday and my left arm now hurt. My right arm was good and my left arm still hurt, but now I'm good. Now I'm fine. It's like nothing happened. It's weird. I got so much shit done to my body this past week and now it's just fine. I feel the way I did last Sunday. Like all this shit happened and it's as if it didn't, the way I'm feeling. So that's nice, I got these experiences. I didn't want them. I woke up Monday not knowing I was going to do most of those things. Actually, I didn't know I was going to do any of that shit. The only thing I thought I was going to do is get a flu shot. And then I thought that was going to be the end of it. I went to the dentist, then found out I needed a filling. Then I went to get my flu shot. They were like, we have COVID shots too. I was like, yeah, load it up. Shots on me. And then I went to fucking physical therapy thinking, oh yeah, we'll just talk and then maybe I'll do some. And then I got fucking cupped. So yeah, busy week, but it's over now. And thank God. Because Jesus Christ. And now we can focus on important things, right? Like, do you think that chickens get pissed At those like family commercials where the kid fucking destroys an egg when they're trying to crack it. I saw an ad, a commercial. I don't know what it was for, but there was this mother and she had her kid, and the kid was trying to break an egg and they just smashed it against the counter or the bowl. And I watched this as a human. I was like, oh, come on. That was a waste of an egg. But I was like, do you think chickens ever watch these ads and they're like, oh, what the fuck? I mean, if you're going to take our eggs, at least fucking fuck you guys. Like, really? They're watching it very critically. Like, okay, yep, just lightly on the butt, and you just shattered it, and it's all over the floor. If you're going to take our shit, like, at least use it properly, right? It's like if a neighbor came over and they're like, can we borrow some sugar? And you're like, yeah, sure. And then you bring it and they're like, oh yeah, you can just give me a little bit. And you're like, what, you want me to put in your hand? They're like, yeah, I just need a little bit, like a palm's worth. I'm like, well, first of all, a palm's worth is not a unit of measurement. Okay. So let's just cut that shit out. That's not a thing people say. But if you want to, just understand that once it leaves the container, that's you now. I can't, that's the end of my involvement. Once it's in your palm, you can't blame me. Okay? We're good? Yeah, we're good. I pour it in their palm. They turn around. The wind takes it. And a gust goes and takes the glucose. Augustus glucose gloop. What the fuck? Why did my brain just tell me to say that? That's how I feel when I see those ads where it's like a clumsy kid being like, oh, I don't know my motor functions yet. So I just fucking clobbered this chicken's egg into some granite. And now my mom's like, oh, she thinks it's cute. But we know that parents in real life are like, oh, what the fuck? God damn it. I knew I shouldn't have seen that movie with that guy. The kid's like, what? Nothing. Don't. I didn't even know you could hear me. I thought you were still at that age where, yeah. But yeah, do chickens get pissed off? Probably not, right? Because they don't watch TV. All right, case closed. We figured it out. I noticed something I do with this podcast. Like last episode, I think I talked about a total of 3 topics the entire episode, which is crazy, right? What, the last episode was what? Probably like 33, 35 minutes, somewhere there? How did I talk about 3 things for that long? And they're not like substantial things, right? Like I know I did a whole episode talking about like love and relationships because there's enough meat there. But the stuff I talked about last week, there's not enough meat. So how did I only talk about 3 things? And I realize I restrict myself down to like so few topics because I'm afraid of running out of them. Like right now I'm looking at a bunch of notes and there are 10 talking points. I've only talked about 2 of them so far. And I don't even think I'll get to half of them because I'm so scared I'm going to run out. But I come up with like 10 to 15 talking points a week. So I should just run through them, right? Let's try that. This time, let me just run through everything I have. The first thing I have written down is bowling pins are hilarious. Because why are they making all that noise? Dramatic ass. Like, isn't it weird that bowling pins make that noise? It's not that big of a deal. Why are they doing that? I can't even make the noise because it's not a human noise. But you know that very distinct noise that bowling pins make when you hit them? Especially when you get a strike, right? They like ram against the frame. We've all been there. Am I right? No? Okay. They send that ball down there and it goes and like that explosion noise. I don't even know what it is, but it's like the equivalent of, you know, when you shoot a basketball and there's a swish. Have you ever gone to a live basketball game? That swish, it echoes through the building. And I still don't know. I'm like, is that real? Or are they playing that? Or is there like a microphone right by the hoop? Right by the rim of the hoop? That's the same thing. The rim of the hoop. You know, the door, the opening. The opening of the entrance of the opening. But is there like a little microphone there that captures that noise so that when there is a swish, we all hear it? That's another thing, you know, I talked about last week. Like, there's things in my life that I'm like, one day I'll figure that out. That's one of them. The whole idea of like, oh, if the swish is real or not, I don't know. But in my head, I'm like, one day I'll figure it out. I could look it up. I could look it up right now. I could just stop this. I don't even have to stop this. I could just start doing it right now. Just keep it on camera, just to prove that I did it. And look up, is the swish sound you hear at a basketball game real? Because we played basketball by ourselves, right? And we hear swishes. Again, you know, I'm probably used to them. You're probably Once every few shots, you might hit one, but for me, it's just swish, swish, swish. Call me Katy Perry. But I still don't know if that's real because in a gym you hear it, but in an arena of hundreds, thousands of people, I'm like, I shouldn't be able to hear that, right? So are they playing that? And to me, that noise is like the direct equivalent of like when you hit pins at a bowling alley. When they make that noise, are they playing those through speakers or something? Because why is it so loud? It's such a distinct noise, too. And I feel like they're doing too much. They're so dramatic. That's how you know bowling is an art. Because you got that dramatic ass 10 pins down there. Falling. Like they just slipped on a banana and they're falling for like 10 years, right? Every time you hit a bowling pin, it's almost like that noise you can hear. It's like them being like, oh no, you hit me. I'm like, fucking shut up, man. We're going to pick you up. Don't make such a big deal about it. Jesus. Next point I have written down is what, and this is a crazy thing to have written down. You know what? Not writing it down is not a crazy thing. Actually, it is. Because if someone somehow like found my notes app and then opened it and they were reading through this, they'd be like, hey, why do you have this written down? It'd be concerning. And it's even more concerning, first, to have a podcast. Second, by yourself. As a guy. And then to write these things down and then think, yeah, I'm gonna say these to people. But here we go. The thing I wrote down is, which colored crayon do you think would hypothetically have the best flavor? I don't know which one would have the best, but I know we could do process of elimination, right? Like, I know the green one tastes like shit. I know I'm probably subconsciously attaching that to vegetables, but something about a green crayon feels healthy. It feels very medicinal. I don't like that. Also, white. I feel like white might taste good if there weren't those little Spider-Man like chalk candies. Those have kind of ruined the white stick candy industry for me. I'll still fuck up a tum, or what are they called? Not a tum. What are what are those things called? You know where you fun dip, cocaine for kids. Fun dip. I'll still fuck up some fun dip, and that's it comes with an opaque, like a white stick. So that's okay. But I feel like a white crayon, it falls into that more medicinal category, right? It feels too sanitized, too clean. I don't think a black crayon would be good because I would have illusions of black licorice, and black licorice sucks ass. I think actually, going along that same vein, I bet a black crayon would taste good if you had some salt on it. Some sea salt. I don't like sea salt, but on certain things, it kind of does it justice. I feel like a black crayon would call for some sea salt. I feel like that would really complete it. Purple, I think, would be fun. I don't know if it would taste good. Purple would be like Mountain Dew, where it's like a weird alien color, and it's not good for you, but it tastes good. That's the thing. When I drink Mountain Dew, I think I've had Mountain Dew twice in my life, but both times I feel like I'm killing myself, right? Like when you drink it, you're like, well, this can't be good. It feels like putting diesel into an electric car. That's like 2 degrees of wrong, right? And that's what purple would feel like. It'd be fun. It'd be exciting. You're like, oh, I know I'm not supposed to do this. And you would be happy in the moment, but the long-term effects would be devastating. So I feel like that's purple. So then what are we left with, right? Red, blue, orange. Orange wouldn't be good. I know I like the color orange for like buffalo wings and stuff like that, but just eating an orange crayon doesn't work. So really, you're left up with blue and red. Red is hot, right? Red would be spicy. But I feel like it would be bland. It's kind of like a bland chip that you just pour a bunch of spices onto. Once your tongue takes the spices off, then you just have a bland chip. So I think you're just left at blue. And I think that's the right answer. I think blue would be the best taste because it would be blueberry, right? You would get a little hint of blueberry, and it's sweet. There's something sweet about a blue crayon. I feel like blue, it's also cool. Like I feel like it'd be refreshing. Like, the way a mint opens up your mouth, it really like, it feels like putting a humidifier on your tongue. The way it just like opens up all the vents in there. I feel like that's what a blue crayon would do. It would really open you up, wouldn't it? It'd be, nope, not gonna say that. So yeah, I feel like in terms of flavor, right? I feel like a blue crayon, hypothetical, by the way, that was the question. Hypothetically, which color would have the best flavor? I think blue. It's refreshing, it's fruity, it's a great color too. So there's my answer. What do you think? I feel like brown could be good. Some might say, oh yeah, chocolate, right? But for some reason, a brown crayon reminds me more of bark. I feel like it would have a woody taste to it. And I know a lot of like whiskey drinkers, right? They're like, oh, I love a oaky taste of bourbon, right? But I don't love that. I'm a rum guy myself, which is why I think I went more with a blueberry. Something about that fruit taste I would like, you know? Even brown could be coconut, but the lack of white, it can't get me there. I couldn't imagine a world in which brown equals coconut. But if you ask all the people I grow up with, they would think this brown guy's a coconut. That's right, brown on the outside, white on the inside. That is a line I would get repeatedly. And I know other people have different ones, right? I've heard banana. You can think of the other ones. Oh, I was thinking about this week. This is very sad, so just buckle up. This is not a good one. I was sitting down tying my shoes, and then I thought to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. It's just me. Like, I'm going to have me forever, right? Like, we know people. Like, we go in and out of knowing people. I've talked about this in a recent episode, I think. Like, there's some people where they're in your lives for a little bit, and then they're not anymore. And for some reason, when I was sitting alone, I think it was 11 p.m., I was about to get some in and out because I was like, wait, that's like one of the only places open late at night. So I think it was 11 p.m. I was sitting down, putting my shoes on. And you know, you bend down to put your shoes on, then you kind of rise up, almost like you're getting a filling, or almost like you just got a filling. And I thought to myself, wow, I'm going and getting in and out at 11 p.m. And I was like, and I'm doing this with myself. I'm not doing this with anyone. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to have me forever. Like, for my entire life, I'll be with myself. Like, there are other people that I will be with in life, right? But for the whole thing, me and myself will be together. And I'm like, oh, nice. I like myself. I know we have some problems sometimes, but overall, I'm like, oh, I like this guy. But sometimes, you know, like I said, we have our tiffs. We have our little moments. And I was like, oh, wow. Some people have that perpetually, don't they? Like, some people don't like themselves. Have you ever hung out with a friend? Not a friend. Have you hung out with a person? This is why they're not a friend. Have you ever hung out with someone where you're like, God, I don't like this? I think the moment that we're done hanging out with each other, this is going to feel better, right? As long as they're around, I'm pissed off. And that's another person, right? It's a whole different external force. But some people feel that way about themselves. Like the same way I feel good about myself. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I got me. I'm glad I got me. I'm good with myself. I'm glad he and I are going to go through life together. Some people feel about themselves the way that you feel about someone you don't like. Like, you know, there's someone that, like, when they're around, you're like, oh, I talked about this last week, right? Bad vibes. But you're with someone and you're like, I feel worse when they're around. Like, they just make me angry and it's bad vibes. They're pissing me off. Some people feel that way about themselves. And you're like, wait, how can that be possible, right? They are themselves. But it's like, I don't know how to describe this, but you can have like a certain level of self-awareness, right? Where you realize like who you are. Oh God, I don't know how to describe this. But like you're dealt yourself, like your physical appearance, the way you think, the way I thought about it, the way I realized I was like, oh, I got me forever, is because I had some thought. It wasn't the crayon thought. It was some other thought. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting thought I just had. And I was like, oh, I'm glad I can have those thoughts. And I was given those thoughts because I'm like me. And so I'm glad, right? And some people have thoughts that are not so good. And the reason they have those thoughts is because they don't like themselves. Oh no, he's realizing in real time what fucking depression is. No, I know what that is. But I'm trying to think, like, when you think about yourself as like another person, it becomes very easy to like articulate and like realize why some people don't like themselves. Because imagine being with someone you don't fuck with 24/7. And that's how some people feel about themselves. And that's fucked up. And that's why people, don't want to hang out with that person any longer. And how do you stop yourself from hanging out with someone that is with you 24/7? You can fill in the blank. So yeah, I don't know. I had that weird realization this week. It's nothing new. It was just another way of like thinking about it, where it's like, oh yeah, some people really don't fuck with themselves the way you don't fuck with someone else. Does that make sense? Told you it wasn't going to be fun. This week at work, someone, I had a Teams call with someone, and they, at the end, they said, all right, take care. And I said, yeah, take care. Bye. And I ended the call. I was like, why did I say that? Take care is not one of those things you say back at someone. Like if someone's like, all right, see you later. And you're like, yeah, see you. Even that you changed a little bit because it feels weird. You're not a parrot. You're not going to repeat their shit back to them. And take care seems like such a choice. I've never said take care. Like I've said, take care of yourself, something like that. But as like a farewell, I've never said, all right, take care now. Even that, maybe I've said that, but I've never just said take care. All right, take care. That seems so out of it even feels gross coming out of my mouth. But someone said take care to me. I was like, yeah, take care. And I was like, damn, I just like big broed them. You know about big broing people? You know, when you like tap someone's head, like you go in for a dap and then you tap their head. Kyrie does it a lot. Kyrie always big bros LeBron and it's fucking hilarious. But I felt like I big broed that person, which isn't great because they're like double my age. They're very much my senior. And they said, all right, take care. I said, yeah, take care. Ah! That's not something you're supposed to copy and send back at someone. Like goodbye, like bye. That's a good one. All right, bye. Yeah, see ya. Bye. Like you can put something else with it, but take care. You can't send that back their way. It feels kind of snarky. Take care. Oh yeah, take care. Fucking who are you, huh? No one talks like that, dude. That's why it sounds so weird even coming out of my mouth. So yeah, there's like 3 things on my list I didn't get to, but I'll get to them in the next episode. How about that? Because we're out of time. But I also want to acknowledge we hit 300 subscribers. Woo! Only 700 more to go. But no, this is awesome. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, for all your support. You guys have been very supportive since I've been back. I want to say this is like the 15th, 16th episode in a row since I've been back. And the support, it's been there. You guys have been here every week, and I hope it's paying off. Because I don't know why you do this to yourself, but I'm glad you do because it benefits me. I don't know what it's doing to you, but it's benefiting me. And that's all you got to ask for, right? Me being happy. So yeah, thank you so much for the support. It's not lost on me that you guys sit down and do this, enjoy these episodes every week to their fullest extent. And so thank you. And it's going to keep going, all right? So I'll talk at you next week, okay? Bye.